Bismillah, alhamdulillah. I have this new app. I like it. Okay, I can record. I can have an image up on screen that I want to talk about and record. And this subject, I presented this back in 2015 at Mass in Richardson. Okay, and it was part of when I've gone into trying to explain the situation that converts are in. I've taken different approaches. Okay, one, is just trying to explain. Okay, like just taking myself as an example. I became a Muslim. Uh, I had to relocate to find a place that had a community. I didn't know that Muslims were dysfunctional. I didn't know that Muslims had basically left Islam. Um, but I moved away from family. I was cut off from friends, cut off from, you know, marital relations, and was basically on my own. And then when you figure out then that the Muslims are not doing Islam and you don't have a functioning community, okay, and you don't have a marriage system, then you're screwed. and and this little pictogram or whatever you want to call it really lays it out, and I put it up on screen when I made that presentation. So this is Maslow's hierarchy for anyone who's taken, I mean, a basic class in sociology or psychology. Okay, and it's actually a pyramid. Okay, starting at the bottom, the most basic human needs, and understand that these are your motivations also. Okay, so when you don't have food, you're motivated to do what it takes to get food, right? When you don't have safety, then you're motivated to find shelter and safety, okay? And so it's the most basic needs, the most immediate needs, okay? If you run out of air for about 3 minutes, you're gone, you're dead. Okay, water, you can last a couple of days, that's it. Food, you can actually go, you know, a couple of weeks. Um, Shelter, of course, it depends. Are you sitting out under the sun when it's 120 degrees? You can last 24 to 48 hours and then you're gone. Okay, if you're out and it's below freezing, you won't last that long. Okay, now, and then it gets more from your personal physical needs to your social needs. Okay, a friend, a family, a spouse, okay, and then a community. And community has different functions, okay? Um, but typically, like, again, the most immediate things are about the most basic needs. And so your social relations begin with economic relations, okay? Um, and then it gets into your emotional well being, all right? So if you're down at the bottom and you're scrambling for food, okay, you're not okay, you're under emotional stress, all right? If you're going through life alone for any period of time, there are great big chunks of your emotional well-being that okay are being left out. Okay, now how this translate then into discussions of fiqh um, is in ijtihad, okay, and like what a judge would look at, there are things called daruriyat, okay, and those are indispensable items in a human life, okay, um, and it does get into, I don't know, God, this thing, I hate that, it just faded out on me. Uh, so anyway, so this is what Maslow is showing as like a healthy normal life when you have social relations, You have a family around you. You've got a spouse, or you're moving that direction. You're economically secure, and then with your interaction with family, with a spouse, with friends, is where your love and belonging comes from. And then your higher emotional needs like esteem. Okay, you feel good about yourself. Okay, you get positive feedback. When you're alone, you don't get any feedback. Okay, there is no reinforcing any good feeling of anything. You are totally deprived. Okay, when you are alone, this entire upper section is obliterated. Okay, it does not exist. You do not have a means to attain it. And I'm fixing to prop up another picture here. But then what Maslow up at the top level here, self actualization, okay? And what he was talking about is that after all of the basic human needs are met physiologically, safety, okay, love and belonging, your social needs, you're mentally happy, okay, you're stable, you respect yourself, you've got respect from people around you, okay, there's not a need left. Okay, there's not a need left. There's not a gap in your life, internally or externally. And so you are fully able then to stop being motivated by need and be driven by what are your internal motivations. What do I want to be? Self actualization. What do I want to create? What do I want to establish? Okay? What do I want for a legacy? What do I want to do for others? All right? What problems do I want to solve in the world? Okay, self actualization. I don't have needs. It doesn't mean I'm necessarily rich, but I'm stable and I'm able then to produce, okay, from my personality, from my capacity, okay, and from my interest, I'm able then to project outward, okay, instead of looking at everything in the world and everyone in that around me, where I'm constantly trying, looking to fulfill a need. Okay, now I'm past that. And I'm able to then project outward, okay, here's what I can do. All right? Um, and you can't get there, when everything below that is broken. All right, let me flip over now because I had used this to show. I had to draw this myself. On the left, then, is just another copy of Maslow's hierarchy here on the left side. But looking at the right, then, that's what a life looks like when you do not have people. Okay? Devastated. Okay? There's nothing left. Do you see that where it says employment partial? Okay? So okay, I work. And then what do I do? I go home and I'm alone. Okay? Are my emotional needs met? No. Do I have anybody to talk to? No. Love? No. Mercy? No. Esteem? No. Okay? Uh, plan for tomorrow. My plan for tomorrow is to go back to work and then come back home and be alone. Okay? It's that's not a human life. That's basically a caveman life. And when you don't have people, that's what you're left with, and that's what I've been in honestly since 1987. 33 fucking years. Okay? Um, so you can't build anything. You can't even build and maintain, your sanity. I mean, forget. I mean, I've done everything a human being can do since 1987. I mean, I spent 5 years studying Islam, taught myself Arabic, Quran, Hadith, Fiqh. I traveled around the world to learn Deen. And then finally, even though I'd already lost my scholarship, okay, went back to college, busted my ass, okay, and every day wake up alone, go work, after work come home, clean up, run to school, finish, my classes, come home, eat the first meal at 10:30 at night, study, and I'm there alone, maybe watch something on TV until I fall asleep. And then what's the plan the next day? Same thing. And it was 4 years of that. Okay. So that's, 8, 9 years of my first years of being a Muslim completely alone. All right. And, all told from 33 years, 22 years without a spouse. Okay. So, I mean, I've done everything a human being can do. Okay. And I mean, I had at one point, I had my career, and my original career was lost when I became a Muslim. Okay. I'm an academic, and that was gone. Okay. I mean, but I had built another career, I have built businesses, but you can't stay on top. You can't keep up. You can't keep going. Okay. And I talked at one point about what it's like. It's like waking up every day, and instead of driving your car to work, you have to push your car to work. Okay. And after a short time of doing that, you're asking yourself, why? Okay. Why continue? Okay. And that's where I've been. I've been there. I've been there for years. Okay. So I hope that this clarifies a lot of things, all right? And this does then, it does tie into fiqh matters, and this is actually how um, I connected this to Islamic fiqh. And as far as I know, I am the only Muslim on earth who's done this. Okay, so please share this. Okay, Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.